Changing Times Media, exploring new ideas that have the power to change the world.
It's interesting, Howard, because I think one of the places where a lot of people go wrong when they start to have these personal discoveries, and it's not ill-intended, but it just doesn't work, is that they want to bring everybody along with them.
Right. Well, that's exactly right. And then you're not really doing it from an authentic perspective anymore. I mean, yes, you want everybody to experience joy, but the truth is, if you're trying to do that, you're really not accepting where they are and the perfection of where they are at on their journey and their path. And people are only ready to change when they are truly ready. They're only ready to receive information when they really ask questions. And a lot of people, for lack of a better term, who are, I guess, do-gooders in the world, they're trying to put their view of the world and how they feel happiness occurs on others. And that's why it doesn't work a lot of times, because the other end has to really be ready for it.
All right, so now you stepped on the ego piece. So it comes from, and I know that's the language that you use, is that it's from an ego place. Is that accurate?
Yeah, everything that we do in the world comes from an ego place. And just a quick definition on the way that I frame the ego in the book is it is a mechanism that goes out and validates everything that you believe to be true. It tries to protect it, it serves it, and it wants to make it experiential in the world. So if you believe that you found happiness and everybody should find happiness, then your ego is going to run around like crazy to try and push on everybody what your path is to happiness. Say, hey, this is it. Rather than just presenting who you are and presenting what you do and letting the world come to you when they're ready. So yes, the ego is constantly in action trying to make the thoughts that you believe to be real, your truth, real in the world, so that you can know that those truths are real.
So it's like, people who come to your door and try to sell you their religion and not respecting where you're at.
Right, and what's interesting about that is to the degree that they are doing that, the force at which they push it is to the degree that they need it validated. In other words, they haven't convinced their own self.
That's it. See, that's the piece. And what you said earlier, Howard, about allowing people to be where they're at, it's almost like you allow them the dignity of wherever they are in their own personal process.
Right.
And it's not about us. I mean, that is the challenge, is oftentimes, we are so narcissistic, and we have been programmed to judge. It's a defense mechanism. It's a way that we learn to protect ourselves, but it's not a good bargain when your offer is one, it's either love and service or it's something else. And I think that that's kind of a piece holding in our consciousness and recognizing, energetically at least, where is this coming from? Am I really being of service, or am I trying to convince someone or win someone over or make someone wrong?
Right, and you have to ask what's your true intent. If you want to be in the most powerful place to accomplish what you really want, it has to come from a place of true love and acceptance for yourself and for the world around you. That's when you're in your most powerful place to change it. So an example would be trying to force change on someone who you believe is addicted to something, and you're constantly trying to change them. Well, what you're really doing is validating their story that they're not good enough.
That's right.
The original reason that they're addicted in the first place. If you start from a place of love and acceptance, you're much more likely to open the channel of communication, trust, and faith in the relationship where they might actually listen. But so many people start from a place of imperfection in what they see that the person doesn't want to deal with it because they've already dealing with so much of their own personal sense of imperfection that they just shut down on it and run away.